So before I get into the review of Army Golf Club, which I really don't want to, but I'm going to do it anyway because I feel like I need to talk about it and I need to learn from it for myself. I'm just going to do some short game in the background because I think it's better viewing. You guys got something to watch whilst I ramble on and talk about how disastrous the day was. So let me know, guys, if you think that's better or what I should be doing in these reviews to make them a bit more exciting for you guys, because I want to do them. I want to keep you guys up to date, even with the awful and bad rounds as well as the good rounds. So let me know what you'd like to see whilst I'm doing this. Maybe like changes or swing changes, or I don't know, some golf, some maybe not golf, just some daytime TV maybe. Anyway, let's get into the review. Let's see what went wrong. Oh dear. As you guys would know if you had watched my practice round around Army Golf Club, which was at a slightly different standard and level to what I produced yesterday. So there's no hiding from it. Yesterday's golf was very much poor, very much 3 months ago golf, I would say. Putting was a lot better, however, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, seeing as the scoring was still terrible. Anyway, let's talk about it. There's only one way we can learn from it, and that's by facing up and having a look where the mistakes were in the round and how I can then go from here and better myself going forward. So, stood up on the tee in the morning, didn't hit any balls before because we're teeing off at 8:30. Army doesn't really have a driving range, it has kind of hit your own ball kind of setup there, but I just did some putting and chipping and hit some balls in the net to warm up. So you get on the first tee on the par 5, which you'll see in my practice vlog. I hit driver pretty much straight down the middle. However, I didn't feel comfortable hitting it, only because I thought I had a bit of adrenaline. If I did catch one, I think that I could have probably got to the hazard. So took 3 iron, sensible decision. 3 iron, 7 iron, wedge into the green. Now the wedge was poor. My wedges were all poor all day, to the point that they were near. They were there. Do you know what I mean? They were getting on the green, but not close enough that it was ever giving myself a decent birdie chance. But always, I'd say my putting was good because the lag putts were great. They gave me tap-ins all day long, but just not close enough to give myself a birdie. So the front 9 of my first round was pretty average. I was fighting a hook again. Second tee I'd already developed that hook, and I think it's when I come under pressure, or it's a very steery, do you know what I mean? Like you're trying to just down the fairway rather than committing to the swing or something that feels natural, that's flowing, that you can hit down there, for example. So I don't know, it was very hooky all day. It was very in to out, it was very slappy, but the front 9, let's talk about the front 9 anyway. So the second half I've already snap hooked it left, alright? So all of a sudden I'm now fighting this hook, and on every tee shot, let's say, I was thinking about that hook, and again just trying to get it down the fairway, which isn't really what I wanted. It's not necessarily like long-term plan driven, it's very short-term, but at the time I was just like, I was scared of hitting it left. So obviously I'm trying to hit it out right, which kind of compounds the error. Anyway, I bogeyed the second, standard par down the third, again left myself a decent wedge shot into the green, just hit it too long. Par 4, obviously that favours that kind of hook shot, so I actually hooked a driver around the hole, had a wedge shot but it was in the rough, come out like a rocket, straight over the flag. I really loved it, but it's just gone too long. Didn't get up and down, bogey. Par 3, I've hit a cracking 4 iron to about 10 foot above the hole, lipped out, didn't make birdie, and then snap hook on the 5th, snap hook on the 6th, but still made par saves. So that was good. I was keeping my round going. Par 3 on the 8th, stuck it to about 5 foot, hold the putt, birdie. So I feel like I've got a bit of momentum going. 9th hole, down the middle, again that hooky 3 iron that just gets me down there. Wedge shot into the green, missed the green. Didn't get up and down, made bogey. At this point I was getting pretty frustrated. Slappy 5 iron off 10. Pretty decent drive down 11. 9-iron at the rough, had 170 to the flag, come out like a rocket, straight over the flag, again gone long. Didn't get up and down. So I'm 4 over at this point. I don't know whether I deserve to be higher or lower. I feel a better player would have been lower because they would have scrambled or at least made better chances from the wedge shots that I would have had in. And yeah, so now it comes to the par 5. I feel like I've got some birdie chances coming up, especially 12, 13, 14, good birdie chances. Tried to hit that fade, which I think, now looking back at it, was kind of stupid because I knew my swing path was in to out. So the fact that I'm now trying to shape a ball left to right only meant that it was there for go be a block right, and I blocked it massively right. Lost ball, hit my second drive down the middle, hit a 7-iron from like 190, again come out like a rocket, missed the green, duffed the chip, left the chip short, hit the putt, hit another putt, and I've made 8. At this point I was pretty angry, I was pretty frustrated. All of a sudden I started feeling hot heat because it was like 30, 32 degrees. I didn't actually feel that hot until this point because all of a sudden I'm panicking, everything's rushed, everything's quick, and all of a sudden like 14 and 15, 13 and 14, which are good birdie chances, I'm now scrambling for like par and bogey because I'm just getting way ahead of myself. Panicking, panic mode, which I thought I'd got past. I thought I could deal with that, but obviously not. And then the last 3 or 4 holes, which are relatively tough holes anyway, were just awful. So, what can be learnt? Between now and Test Valley, which I've got next week, I've got to work on my wedge play again. Like at least like 2 hours a day, just out on the golf course hitting wedge shots in, because even though I was hitting that slappy hook shot, it was still in the middle of the fairway, and it was still leaving me 110, 120 to the flag, which is respectable. It's not pretty golf, but I think the days where it's not quite on and I'm not quite swinging it as well as I did, for example, on Monday, there's still chances to be made, there's still birdies to be made. So wedge play is definitely key. Looking in my afternoon round, I was determined to play better golf. I was determined to go out there, and to be fair, because my putting was actually relatively solid, I was just thinking get it in the middle of the green, 2 putt, go on. And you saw loads of pars. I was less aggressive, especially with the flag, and again there was just a couple of doubles in there, mainly because that hook that I had, and it was the more tired I got through the day, the more dehydrated and lazy, let's say, the more hooky I was getting. And yeah, it was just difficult golf to play, let's say. So between now and then I've got to work obviously more neutral, because I know I can do it. I played on Monday, it's probably the best golf I've played for a very long time. I hit it and golf was all going well, everything worked. I've got to try and get that feeling back again and really take that to Test Valley and see if I can implement it. And if I can't implement it, and again I feel like that hook's then coming back into play, I've at least got to make sure my wedge play 110, 120 yard game is good enough, because that's what turns my 11 over round and my 8 over round to 3 over rounds and 4 over rounds. It's very simple, because it could have been a lot better just through pure determination of the short game. A lot of better players would have put it a lot closer to the flag and hold a lot more birdie putts. Overall, I mean, the afternoon round was better. I think that I was 3 over to like the 14th, something like that, and then I made that double, and then at that point I was just ready to go home, which is disappointing really. I thought I was more mentally stronger than that, tougher than that. However, positives to take away from my day there. Number 1, putting. I've sorted it out. Didn't have a single 3 putt the whole day. I read the greens well-ish from the longer putts, didn't read them well from the shorter putts, like the 15, 10 foot putts. I feel like now I'm putting better. Actually, there's not as much break as you would imagine, whereas normally I'd read a foot break. Actually, it's probably like 6 inches. Just because the roll's better and the pace is better. So that's something I had to get used to. However, putting was a lot better. That didn't let me, otherwise the scores would have been a lot worse, I can tell you that now for sure. So the putting's better. So if we took my game from Petersfield and my putting from Army, we might have a golfer. We might have a golfer that we could play with. So putting was a lot better. Our short irons were actually pretty good as well. Short irons, for some reason I can't hit a wedge shot. Don't know what it is, I don't know. I think I've really got to look at the technique, and when I was hitting my wedge shots around the practice round, I think I was a lot more relaxed. I think I found releasing the club was a lot easier, and commitment to the shot was a lot higher, which produced obviously better golf shots. In terms of things as well that I need to work on, long irons definitely need to work on. But as soon as I have a 4 or 5 iron in the hand, all of a sudden, hands drive forward, ball comes back, and I'm trying to hit this massive hook just so I can just like steer it down there. I think steer is the word of the day. I steered it around Army Golf Club. There's no way I committed to 80% of the golf shots. Some shots were committed, and mainly with the short irons, I feel like I could have hit that like more neutral ball flight, but with anything else in my hand, I was just like slinging it down the right hand side, letting it come back in. So guys, that is a quick review of how it went yesterday. I'm thoroughly disappointed because I felt like I was making progress forward. Obviously we've had a step back. The scoring wasn't as good as I'd liked it being. It could have been worse. It actually could have been a lot better. I feel like I did have some good golf out there, and I necessarily wasn't rewarded as well in some places, and I got punished quite hard in others. But I'm looking forward to my next round at Test Valley. I've got to look forward, I've got to keep working. Motivation's definitely still there to keep grinding. I'm going to start producing good scores in tournaments. I know I will. It's just getting to that threshold. Unfortunately, golf is a process of a long time rather than a short time. I don't think you can flip the switch that quickly, and I've got to learn to play better golf under pressure, and I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like it's not necessarily my mental side of it in terms of like confidence wise is letting me down, but more technique as soon as I'm on the tee, and it's trying to get that like practice round swing on the tournament day, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Anyway guys, that is a review of Army Golf Club. Thank you guys for watching. Watch out for my practice round. I'm going to get a practice round around Test Valley and show you guys what that golf club's like. And then obviously I've got my tournament at Test Valley next Wednesday. Guys, thank you for the support. Give this video a thumbs up. As always, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.